What's up, friends? It's your good friend Ari from Fit Pro VR, and today we're taking a look at a brand new item that was sent to me from bHaptics. So shout out to bHaptics. I am not being paid for this review. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Just like most things, I don't get paid for them. But I was given this for free, so I thought I would get that out of the way up front. Is that this was given to me for free, and my cats are still fighting. Okay, now they're separating. And so this is the TacSuit Pro. Okay, the bHaptics TacSuit Pro, made for Meta. Okay, so you can see here, it's the TacSuit Pro. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you can see that I have the other TacSuit. I put a little different patch on it because you know how me, I like to rep my kind of fit, kind of fat stuff. But I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't use this one a whole lot, just because I don't play a lot of shooters and I don't play a lot of games where it's beneficial. The best I've ever seen it in is Thrill the Fight, because you can actually feel some of the punches. But I feel like some of the stuff with it is just kind of inconvenient. And apparently the bHaptics TacSuit Pro is meant to fix some of that inconvenient stuff. And you can see here, it's never been opened. You can see it's still got this little seal. Do not, if seal is broken. Seal is not broken. And at this fine time, we are going to break the seal. Okay. However, since Fit Pro VR likes to bite his nails, he doesn't have any, so we're going to use this handy dandy screw to open this bHaptics. Now, if you're looking for a fancy unboxing with lots of bells and whistles, you know, the overhead cameras and all the fancy stuff, you're not going to see it here. Because, and I can do that. Like, I have a lot of camera equipment in my little studio here, aka my basement. But I just feel like when I see people do these pretty unboxings of different things, it gives the people who are actually going to buy this a rather false view of what unboxing things are. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're somebody that like has a very clean and very nice unboxing experience. Like you buy the iPhone, you pull the top part off, and it's like you like all the ASMR involved with that. Guys, I'm a guy that like usually opens a box by ripping it, and this is actually, I'm being a lot more careful than I typically would when opening something with this one, just because I know it's like an unboxing. Okay, so you can see here the, see look, this is, see I'm doing this a service, unboxing this in a very not, like a not clean sort of way. Like, this should be on a fancy table. This should be getting the royal treatment. But when you're here at Fit Pro VR, the kind of treatment you get is that one. Sorry, bHaptics. It's got, what do we got here? Oh, it's a bee. His name is Buzz. Get it? bHaptics. Without haptics, his life's just meh. With haptics, the fun really begins. Okay, so you can kind of see the different suits here and what we got going on. Now, I'm gonna, is this stickers? It's stickers. Okay, I might give those to my daughter in return for giving me this beautiful shirt that I'm wearing today. Okay, so already I can feel the front part is really nice. I actually like the bHaptics suits because it's one of the few times in my life that I get to enjoy visible abs. I want to be very careful with this though, just in case stuff falls out. Stuff does have a tendency to fall out when I open things because I don't really always know what's going on. But if I know anything about unboxings, I can tell you right now, this is something I need. Okay, we'll find those later. Okay. And we'll just double check that there's nothing left in the box. Cool. Okay, so this box is done for. Okay, we do not need this box. You can see here, has a little paper inlay. I'm just going to take this out. This is just to keep it flat, I'm sure. I can already tell you the material feels better. I should take that other one off my chair, but I'm not going to. Sorry. We're going to... Remember I told you how this is like the not cleanest unboxing experience ever? Sorry. There goes the resale value of this thing. Okay, so we have the front. We have the back, and it's very breathable. I like this material, and I can actually feel, ooh, I can feel the little haptic pieces here. Now, in the old one, the button to turn it on was in the back, okay? Now, from what I've seen, the button to turn it on is here. Now, I haven't charged this thing, like I said, so obviously it's not coming charged unless I'm just not holding the button long enough. So what I'm going to have to do is go charge this thing. But before I do that, I want to try it on, okay? It could be a thing where like, oh look, it's got a little keychain. I can hold my wallet. And it could be a thing where maybe I'm just not turning it on the right way. Who knows? Again, I'm not a technical guy. So we have the audio cables here, the pitchfork. Okay, this is for like connecting it to the music. I always like this thing. I use this a lot. So when I said I don't use my TacSuit a lot, I take that back because I do use it, but not in the same way that other people use it. And I'm going to tell you how that works. Okay, the way I use my TacSuit is usually for music immersion. So that's one of my favorite ways to use it. I have always been one of those people who likes the sound of bass like rumbling my body. Maybe not my neighbors when it's like 3 in the morning, but when it's my own music, something about wearing a nice pair of headphones and also like feeling it throughout your whole body is really cool. Putting on like some music that you really like, maybe not like metal, but maybe some like old like house music or like craft work or something where there's a nice really clean beat. Looks like we got our charging cable here. That's cool. So yeah, we got a whole setup here. I'm not sure what everything does yet, but it looks like I need to charge this bad boy. But before I charge it, I'm going to try it on. Okay, so, and I'm going to try it on again later, but I'm going to try it on now. Now, for reference, I am a 195 on a good day, 200 on a bad eating weekend Monday, and I'm about 5'8", okay, just so you have like an idea of how this fits me. You probably are taller than me. This is my life. Please be the front. Please be the front. All right. Hey, now we're cooking. Okay, so again, I'm guessing these should line up appropriately like with my body. Okay, I feel like I'm wearing armor right now, and that's kind of cool. Okay. I'm guessing we want this fairly tight against the body. Okay, so it does have these side straps here for you to tighten. Okay, so it's really easy to pull these tight. Okay, it fits super nice. You can see it has a nice, almost like a weighted vest feel to it, which is kind of cool. So I'm guessing if you do play this with some fitness games, you're going to get a little bit of a weighted vest aspect with it. I'm not sure how much it weighs. I'm sure it says somewhere. It does not, but I'm sure it does somewhere. I'm sure I can look that up. And when I do, I'm going to put it down here. Okay. Now, the comfort level is very... Are you serious? That could have saved me some time putting this on. Thanks, guys, for not telling me. Okay. I should have remembered that. Okay. So it fits super snug. You can see I don't think this is too high. I don't. I feel like this should line up with my pecs. My pecs are about right there. Okay. But just in the off chance that I'm wrong, if I bring it down a bit. Okay, if I bring it down just a touch, it might fit a little better. Cinema Roll's popping her little head up here though. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, don't do this to me, ADHD. That's nice. I like this spinny guy. It's weird that this thing isn't charged, though, because a lot of times when you get electronics, they're at least like 20% charged. But you know what that means? We got to take this bad boy, throw it on a charger, and then we're going to come back and play some games with it. It's hefty. I like that. But it's good hefty. It's not like, oh, this thing's weighing me down. It's like, I feel like, let's compare it to the other one. So, like... This one is so much lighter. Okay, I can already tell you right now, this is the old one, the B40, I want to say. This one's so much lighter. It still gives me abs. It's the only time I'll ever have abs. But this one feels lighter. Feels, I don't want to say cheaper, but I'm gonna say cheaper. It feels a little bit cheaper, and I'm guessing, you know, Pro versus regular, not to be some like Black Mirror kind of thing, but this one does feel a little bit more like clothes and less like a TacSuit vest. Okay, so I can already tell you I'm gonna like the Pro better, but that's probably a given. So let's charge this bad boy, and then I'm gonna come right back as soon as it's charged. All right, so we got this bad boy all set up, and I jumped right into a PC VR game, which is my all-time favorite PC VR game, Half-Life Alyx. It's usually something that I play when I want to test a new product, say the Cat VR or my little spinny immersion chair that I have. I always try it with Half-Life Alyx because, especially if it's an immersive thing, Half-Life Alyx is already so realistic that I think like this just adds another level to it, so it's always fun to try it out. Now, when you're looking at the screen, you can see that I have the little icons of the man wearing the vest and a bunch of other stuff. He lights up wherever you see me getting hit, or if I'm shooting a gun, you can feel maybe the kickback from it. You can see what's happening to me while I'm playing, and overall, it's a really cool experience using it with Half-Life Alyx. When you're getting attacked by some of the creatures, you can feel it in your chest, or if there's someone that sneaks up behind you and suddenly you're hurt, you can feel it in your back, which I think is really cool because, I mean, how else would you know otherwise? So for PCVR, this was really cool. One of the issues I did have, though, and this, I don't know who might be at fault for this, but I could not get it to work while also using the Cat VR treadmill. So that's why you're seeing like a full body version of me without the treadmill. Typically, I like to play things on the treadmill, especially at PC VR, but I couldn't get the treadmill to read. Now, I don't know if this is the fault of the Cat VR or the bHaptic Pro, so I can't say it was one or the other, and I'm sure other people have gotten theirs to work. I'm just not smart enough to troubleshoot this, nor am I talented enough to figure out what I was doing wrong. On my computer, everything looked good. Everything said, you know, all the sensors were reading. It just wasn't working, and I don't really know why. So again, take that with a grain of salt. I don't really know who was at fault for that. Then I jumped over to the Quest Standalone, and I'm going to say that the Quest Standalone rumble that I felt during the games felt a lot lighter than it did when I was playing Half-Life Alyx or PCVR. Now, I was playing different kinds of games. Like, I wasn't playing a shooter, like, I don't know if you would call Half-Life Alyx a shooter, but I was playing Audio Trip and a few other various ones you're going to see here. But I noticed the rumble was a lot lighter. I didn't change any of the settings. Everything was like at X immersion. I had everything set up. I like to feel the strength of the vest, and it just felt a little bit softer, and I don't really know why. And it could be like that's how it's programmed into the game or something like that, but I don't really know. When you go to the bHaptics Studio and test out the various types, it feels super strong. Like when you're shooting the guns or you're doing all the different like test things they have, it feels super strong. But when I played Audio Trip, it did not feel super strong. And I don't know who's at fault for that, so that could be the fault of the game programmer or the vest itself. I did get to play a few games while wearing this in standalone, but one issue that I did run into that I have to bring up because, you know, I'm a consumer too. It may happen to you and it may not happen, is that when I was using the bHaptics Pro, now you have to download an app, you open the app and it says, okay, you're connected. You look at the little ring on your chest, it says you're connected. Now, I was playing Audio Trip, no problem. I played Half-Life Alyx before that, no problem. When I went to switch to another game, I couldn't feel any kind of rumble from it. So, for example, I went from Audio Trip to Thrill of the Fight, which is a native game. There's no mod needed for it. And there was zero rumble. I felt nothing. I would get hit. I even put my hands up here, you can see, and nothing was like rumbling on the vest. Then I tried to switch to another game, and the same thing happened. There was no rumble effect, no nothing. And when I looked down at the vest, it showed as not connected. Now, here's the problem with me, and when you watch my channel, you know that I'm not super computer savvy. I'm not super tech savvy. I went through all the troubleshooting steps. I tried turning it off and on. I tried unplugging. I tried restarting my headset, and nothing seemed to be working. And I couldn't get it to do anything else but the first game I played. So that may just be something to take into consideration. Maybe I'm just a big dumb dummy and I don't really know how to use this thing the right way. But I did try to follow all the steps and it wasn't working the way I was hoping it would working, which is kind of a bummer because when I buy a VR accessory, I like when it works out of the box and I don't have to do a whole lot with it to make it work. Like the Cat VR, I struggled with for months to get that thing to work, and it's the bane of my existence. The little immersion chair that I have, the little spinny guy chair that I'm forgetting the name of, that one worked right out of the box after I built it, and I love that, but it also isn't really connected to things. So I have to say that that was kind of one of the pitfalls of the Pro is that I had it connected, everything said it was good, and when I even jumped back over to the bHaptic app, I could still feel everything, but changing games, I couldn't get it to work. And I'm going to try it again later, and if for some reason it works now, I'll let you know. I'll put a little addendum here. I just won't add this part into the video, so I'm just talking to myself here. The last thing I did was use the aux cord function where you can plug your headphones into your vest and then plug that into some music. And you can like feel the vibration of the music as it plays. And I really enjoy that. Actually, funny enough, that outside of the Half-Life Alyx, this was one of my favorite things about using the vest is kind of feeling the immersion of music and feeling like the whole bass and kind of feeling the bass pumping through your body. That for me is like super awesome and I love doing that. So you can see I'm like studying my Japanese here, I'm listening to music and I'm feeling like the music pumping through me, which is really cool. But yeah, overall I think the bHaptic Pro is actually a really good investment. If you're somebody who's like really wanting to take immersion to the next level, if you're not somebody that's like computer savvy or maybe you don't know how to troubleshoot tech stuff, this may be something worth skipping. And for the price tag of about $500, it is pretty hefty. So I really do think you have to be someone that uses VR a lot to really get the most out of especially the cost of this item. So if you are interested, I do have a link in the description. You can use that to purchase your bHaptic vest. Otherwise, I think if you're not, so if you just use VR for fitness or, you know, maybe you're not into the gaming aspect of it, this is probably something you should skip. I just want to be completely honest with you. Again, I was sent this for free from the people over at bHaptics, so I do appreciate that they sent this over for a review. I have my pros and cons list, and again, if you're someone who's really into VR, this is definitely something you should at least have in your arsenal. They sell a bunch of other things too, like armbands and things that go on your face so you can really feel immersed in it. You know, Ready Player One, here we come. My name is Ari with Fit Pro VR, and don't forget to get your immersive workout in today.